see, I got some bacon on here. There'll be a lot more, and some hash browns on here because they take a lot longer. I will have to shut the propane off because the bacon will catch fire if I don't. So I'll have to do this in stages, you know, because I can only do a few pieces of bacon at a time also. But yeah, as you can see, my flames are licking them, and as soon as that fat off that bacon starts dripping, these flames will be bursting over it, and I'll have nothing but crispies, which I want to try to avoid. So I will, over, you know, next half hour probably be cooking bacon, because I'll have to turn the grill off. And don't get me wrong, the rocks in there are pretty hot. They'll keep cooking it, but I don't want to burn it. It doesn't taste so good burned. Well, as you can see, I burnt the ends of my bacon already. Potatoes are looking good, very good. So I decided with the rest of the bacon, I'm just throw it in the cast iron skillet, and I'm gonna cook it up in there. That way I don't burn any of it for anybody else, because I'm cooking for more than just me. Here pretty soon, you know, once everything's almost done, I'll fire up the burner for the egg pan and do some eggs, which I will season with garlic and salt, which is good. But yeah, the bacon's looking all right. Like I said, I got that end a little crispy. You know, open flame, you just got to be careful with the bacon. It'd be a little better if I had the grill up higher, but the way I've set up my tripod, it doesn't get much higher than that, and I've got my fire turned all the way down. Turned all the way up, it's a lot bigger. So I'll work with it and just keep flipping it, and potatoes are looking real good. Yeah, simple little basic breakfast, and this is the kind of thing I do when I'm camping. All right. Got some English muffins on there. The 2 strips of bacon here are almost done. The other 2 are. And I've got a tablespoon of butter going here in the frying pan. I'm going to put a couple eggs in there once the pan warms up. And this bacon's looking pretty good too. And I'll probably use that instead of butter for the rest of the eggs. But there's 2 strips of bacon already done. They look pretty good. At least not bad for me, not totally burnt up. These are getting there. Yeah, a couple more minutes, those will be done. Oh yeah, looking like time to flip those. With a little bit of breeze, it's definitely hotter on one side than the other, but that's kind of like a normal fire. You can look at this, that's ready to go, that's ready to go. So here in a few minutes, I'll show you a finished plate of the product. All right, here's the first plate. As you can see, everything's a little crispy around the edges, but you know, when you're cooking over fire or any kind of flame, or you cook like me, that's what's gonna happen. Still good eats. This is for the wife, and I hope she enjoys it. All right, for lunch, this is kind of normally what I do. A couple packs of ramen. Let's put that in the shade so you can see it. And some buffalo style chicken in the cook pot. Pretty simple. I just throw it all in, add water, cook it up. But I'll show you anyway. One thing I do like to do is I like to crunch them up pretty good. And I always add my seasoning at the start. I know some people wait to the end, but I like it all to kind of cook together. Now these, pretty easy. You rip it, you squeeze it. And sometimes I'll use something other than this, like maybe a can of Spam, can of chili. Pretty much the same thing. Then we just add some water. Always add a little extra. So I kind of like it a little bit soupy. But yeah, all in there. Spoon. Give it a good stir. Put it on the pot. And then, you know, you can use a fire or a camp stove. You know, I got this old thing. Still working good, so I keep using it. You cook her till she's close to a boil. And just basically eat it out of the can. And a few minutes later, we've got some ramen, a little bit of chicken. Now, depending on my mood, sometimes I'll add more seasoning to it. Sometimes I'll add more spice to it also. Depending on what I'm into, but for today, this looks pretty good. You can see the little bits of chicken in the noodles. And yeah, it's really runny. I always do it that way because I like the broth at the end. And sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. I'll just add some potato flakes and thicken it right up. But yeah, that'd be lunch. Well, hey everybody. This is be the third part of our Camp Challenge Alliance, what we cook camping. What I have here is what I call an ultimate chili dog. So I'm using good hot links, or beef hot links, cheese, buns, sliced jalapenos, some Southwest hot mustard, stag chili, dynamite hot, onion, some Fritos. Pretty much the tools I'm going to use, and the knife, the pot to cook the chili in, and of course over here I'm going to grill the hot dogs. Pretty simple, you know. I'm sure everybody's had chili dogs, and I hope everybody loves them as much as I do. But this is one of my go-tos every time I go camping, whether I'm backpacking, car camping, anyway. If you have to, you can always cook your chili in the can over a fire or over a stove, however you want. Since I do have facilities, I can kind of cook it the way I want. Normally I will just take what I need if I'm backpacking in Ziplocs, simple as that. But as it is, you know, I got a fridge here in the motorhome, so, and a freezer. My hot links have been sitting out, so they're a little thawed. The cheese is not frozen. I'm glad this time, because last time I tried to use it, it was frozen in the fridge even. And yeah, the Fritos, you know, you don't go anywhere without having some Fritos. And these I'll just use as kind of a topping crunch. The onion I will dice up. I will cook 3/4 of that onion in the chili. And then the rest I'll use as a garnish, just like the jalapeno peppers, and a little hot mustard on the bun, never hurt nobody. So we'll get it started. All right, well, we got 3/4 of the onion chopped up, put in the chili. And one thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna add a little juice from this to water this up a little bit more, because as she cooks, she dries out, and I don't want it sticking to the bottom of the pan. You know, those that have cooked chili know you got to cook it a little bit slow. You don't want to, it burns so easy. Over a fire, you just got to keep stirring it. For me, I got the stove, camp stove over here, and I'm just gonna turn it on medium low, let her cook the chili. In the meantime, I have to get these hot dogs, or these hot links, on the fire and get that going, because they will take way longer than the chili. And then in the meantime, I'll dice up the jalapeno slices a little bit better, and the onion, and crush me up some Fritos to use as my garnish also. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Fritos are crumbled up, onions cut, jalapenos are cut. I got the dogs slowly warming up. Once they get pretty good and warm, I'll move them over to the fire a little more. Then over here on the grill, I got the low heat and the chili and onions going. I won't be cooking those onions all the way. I do like a bite of an onion. Before it is done, I will add some salt, just to give it a little more. The stag chili seems to not have enough salt for me, at least. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Here pretty soon I'll get a couple plates out and start prepping the buns. Overall, it's a pretty quick meal. Alright, sorry about the lighting, it's dark out, but chili is done. I prepped my buns here with just some mustard. And right now I'm just waiting on the sausages to finish up, which are looking really good. So a couple more minutes, it'll be assembly time. Which assembly is pretty simple, but I will show you it. Yeah, gonna be pretty good. Alright, everything's cooked up, looking good. Sorry about the lighting again. Really going for it, so I'm going for 4 dogs. Sprinkle some fresh onion on there. Yum. Jalapenos. Gotta add the flavor. Alright, well, I'm gonna set the camera down and try to get a good angle here. That doesn't look too bad. Grab me a spoon. Make it a little easier to get my chili. Alright. Well, that looks really good. Smothered in chili. And of course, gotta have the cheddar. I like sharp cheddar for most of what I do. Oh, look at that. It's looking pretty good. And the burritos add the crunch. Lots of Fritos. All right, there we go. Good look at it. That's gonna be a meal. And yes, I'm not gonna make you watch me eat it. Well, here we go. I am gonna make a pineapple upside down cake. One thing I don't have on the table right now is the pineapple, but I got the brown sugar, the butter, the eggs, the maraschino cherries, some water, and I'm cheating this time. I'm using the Betty Crocker super moist butter yellow cake mix. I've done this at home before and it works out pretty good with the cake mix. When I'm going camping, I'd probably be carrying powdered eggs and measure out all the ingredients to bring with me. I will grab the pineapple and we're gonna cook it in the Dutch oven and we're gonna cook it on the stove. So this will be the first time I've done this. Can't have a fire here, so I kind of have to do what I can do. So hopefully, you know, after an hour sitting on the stove heating this thing up, it'll come out pretty good. Yeah, I got a mixing bowl, and hey, let's hope we get a good cake out of this, huh? Yeah, and I will be cooking it just over here on my Coleman, which this thing's about done. Its life's about over, so that's why it showed its abuse over the 1.5 years. and it's done well, but the burners aren't working as good anymore. So yeah, I'll still try it. I was gonna cook this over the fire pit, but I think I'll have a little more control with the burner. Normally I would do this over with a campfire, and I'd use coals, you know, coals on top, coals underneath, and do it that way. But we'll give it a shot and see how she comes out. Get started. I got some sliced pineapple. I'm over here, I'm warming up some butter. I'll probably have to melt this and then let it cool. I've really got it on a slow setting on the burner, so hopefully I need a 1/3 cup of water, of butter for the batter. And I think I'm gonna substitute the 1 cup of water that Betty Crocker asked for here for pineapple juice from the can. So it'll give it a little more kick to the cake itself. And yeah, 3 eggs, that's just crazy to me, but that's what the recipe calls for. 1 cup of sugar, you know, and as many pineapple and cherries as I can fill that bottom of that thing with, I will, even if I have to layer them up. Alright, here we go. Butter is well melted and doing good. I've got the pineapple juice. I had to add a little bit of water to it. Sorry about the background noise. I am close to the highway. And over here I got the Dutch oven melting a 1/4 cup of butter into the bottom, and then I will be layering on top of the butter. So for now, what we got to do is start mixing this up. All right, add the mix. Three large eggs. I said normally when I do this out camping, I have everything already ready to go, so it's a little easier. 1/3 of butter, nice. 1 cup of water and pineapple juice. See how that comes out. I might have to add a little more water, you never know. But let's get her mixing. Gotta grind those eggs up a little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, you can't really see into the bowl from that angle, but we're gonna whip this. You can see the eggs are already changing the color. And this is what we end up with. Good looking batter for sure. So right now I'm just gonna wait and get the butter melted in the Dutch oven. In the meantime, I will be throwing the lid to the Dutch oven on the burner so it gets really hot too. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Butter is well melted in the pan. I didn't burn it, so yay on that. I'm gonna add 1 cup of brown sugar, or approximately. I'm just gonna coat the bottom of the pan. Let me get this open. That's about a 1 cup or so. Just spread this out, because with this the whole idea is to caramelize the brown sugar so it looks good in the end. Tastes good too. Alright, looks like it's pretty well covered. You can see the butter's already changing the color on it. My table's not perfectly flat. And so after that, I'm gonna grab some pineapples. Kind of place these around. So, alright, we'll squish them in there. It actually looks pretty good. And after that, cherries. Oh yeah, it's got a seal on the top, of course. Can't make it easy to open these things, can they? Alright. Maraschino cherries. And they're sweet. Wow, sweet. They have stems, so I gotta take all them off. And I'll show you, as soon as I get them in here, I'll show you what I did. It's basically one cherry, center of each piece of pineapple, and then I'll scatter some more around. Boy, I'm making a mess with these. That's all right. Yeah. That one still had a seed in it. I mean, you don't have to use the cherries. If you don't like maraschinos, or, I mean, they are super sweet. My fingers can be so sticky after this. Because yes, I'm using my fingers to reach in and grab them. So I'll have to go wash my hands, but I don't really have another use for these in my day-to-day, so I'm gonna try to use as many as I can in this. And hopefully I don't have any with seeds in them. I'm gonna grab a paper towel real quick. Yeah, here's what we got. I mean, right now it looks really good. And I'm just gonna pour the batter right on top. Need the whisk. Some of the butter running up the sides in there, but that's fine. All right. Pretty simple. And now, of course, we take this whole thing and we put it right here. Oops, backwards. Hold the handle towards me. Let's get this, which has been sitting here cooking. Oh, so that is a little hot for that, so where's my pot grabber? Nope. I know I got something here. It'll work. There we go. A little longer handle. And put that on there. Turn this burner off. And we let this cook for about an hour. Should be pretty good. I'm still on a low setting on the burner. I don't know if you can even see that. I'm gonna turn her up just a hair more. And yeah, I'll be back with you when I pull this thing off. All right, here we go. Took a knife, cut around the edges. Oh, this is a scary part. This thing's hot too. Yep, very hot. Grabbing gloves. Right, got a glove now. Make sure I do this the right way. Whichever that way that is. Yeah. A little lopsided, fell apart. The pineapple's kind of stuck to the bottom. Burned, I should say. Afraid that was going to happen with the doing it on the stove. But all right. Well, if we're cooking a full sizer, I guess that's not too bad. Like I said, it's a little, my stove is a little unlevel, but we'll let this cool down and give her a taste. I'm sure it tastes just fine. Yep, a little overcooked on the pineapples. Not too bad though. Well, everybody was happy with the taste of it. This is the first time doing it like this. Usually I'm doing a little tiny one in my mess kit over the fire, but overall, it worked out good. Like I said, I burned a little bit to the bottom, so no big deal there. Tastes really good. And hey, this month's challenge was a fun one to do. I'm quite happy about what I did, even though I burned some foods, you know. But just a glimpse of how I eat when I'm camping, and considering I'm always camping, I'm always eating good. I mean, heck, today we're making mashed potatoes and got some sausages on the grill. But that's just it. And thank you for watching. Hope everybody enjoys this video, and have a good one.